If emotionally manipulating his girlfriend by threatening to himself wasn't bad enough, he still found a way to take it even further.
The end of the stream, and then I'm still alive, trying to act like nothing's wrong. And in that house, I had a glass door so I could see this was happening. He was walking behind me. He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore.
Upon hearing this, people went back to Emiru's stream from that day, and things played out exactly as she described. From him getting visibly upset by Emiru reaching higher viewership than him.
You and Tia will join the resistance! You spelling wrong? Yeah, my bad.
Slamming the door loud enough to startle Emiru multiple times.
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged? She was coming after me!
But as bad as this was, it paled in comparison to what came afterwards.
He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me. Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him. And he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. At home, other things would happen, like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault, that he felt insecure. There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was...
I'm guessing hers was already similar. Chat, tell me if you're picking this up, this video. So I believe you should.
Emiru also recounts another incident where he was upset about Mr. Beast collabing with another streamer and not inviting him. And instead of dealing with his emotions like a sane adult, he began driving at obscene speed with Emiru in the passenger seat, while threatening to end everything.
We were just getting food, and he was on his phone, and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, and I'm like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about Salto doing it.
What makes this even worse is that people found an older clip of Maya describing the same behavior from one of her ex-boyfriends.
Anyway, there's something about being trapped in a car with an angry, aggro man that is like the absolute most helpless thing. Dude, I did a guy that would go like 100 miles an hour. Like we would fight in the car, which was never my decision. Like it just always like happened. Like we just would like fight in the car, and then he'd go like 100, and I would like literally like beg him to slow down. I'd be so scared and I'd cry, and then he would not slow down, so I apologize.
And while Maya didn't mention Miskiff by name in this clip, given the similarities with what Emiru described, most people are certain she was talking about him. Emiru eventually found the courage to break up with him and moved to her own house. A week after their breakup, Miskiff asked if he could come over and talk things out for the sake of closure, and that's when the most serious accusation Emiru brought up against Miskiff happened.
So we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we had talking quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with, but I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants.
Fortunately, he did back off after the scream, but instead of apologizing or checking if Emiru was okay, he somehow made it all about himself.
And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go. And he immediately left my house while I was still crying without checking if I was okay or anything.
Near the end of her stream, Emiru also showed the over 40 instances of him trying to contact her in the months after their breakup, trying to convince her to get back together, all while knowing full well that she didn't want anything to do with him anymore. The whole thing made him look like a creep who couldn't accept that Emiru was done with his toxicity and abuse. As her viewers noted, Miz thought maybe she'll finally reply after this 39th attempt. My god, this man is ultra creepy. She probably gets enough of that from the creeper fans on the daily. Awful she had to experience it from the person she was supposed to be able to trust the most. This behavior is also likely why Emiru felt like she had to get a restraining order against Mizkif for her own safety.
Like I said before,
I don't even know who
people-
Mizkif is, I'm gonna be honest with you. But he sounds like a horrible dude.
Like I said, you have to remember, it's not just me. A lot of people, they have their own.
He genuinely sounds like a horrible dude from what the Internet Anarchist has posted.
Who did know about this. Thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and cheering me on. And there were a lot of people as well who,
Yo, I'm
even though they
walking.
didn't know anything without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and I will always remember that for the rest of my life.
Thank you.
I also want to say, just so people know that I'm not just trying to like put this out there and then, you know, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him.
By the time Emiru ended her stream, the internet had turned against Mizkif, and understandably so. And with the evidence she had shown on stream, plus everything the internet had dug up, Mizkif didn't seem to have much room left to deny anything. Many even expected him to either go dark for a long time or quit streaming altogether. But to their surprise, Mizkif was live with his response just hours after.
Now, why the fuck would he go offline? Let's be for
What
real.
surprised people even more, however, was the way he began the stream. He didn't start with an apology or the somber tone usually associated with content creators responding to serious allegations. Instead, Mizkif began the stream with a threat to everyone else, claiming that he will go demon time and expose all the dirt he has on other creators.
Expose everything, bro. It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time. Why not? It is time to go full demon time. Just letting you know, there is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known, and it is time to go full demon time.
Alright,
Now, there is no
Full
way to know
demon
for sure
time,
why
alright.
he felt it was necessary to declare this before talking about the allegations Emiru brought up against him. But as
Mizkif,
everyone
you're a
listens,
loser,
maybe he
bro.
did so to deter creators from making any statements on the controversy.
You're genuinely a fucking loser. Yo, what's up, man? Hey, we got a viewer. I use live stream as video making, but I'm always happy to have people in here, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's 1, 10, or 100. Right now, what I'm doing is trying to find someone who, like, has a good jump or a good thing, and I'm trying to, like, leech off of that, basically. I'm trying to get the trick that they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Writing, his opening sounds more like a warning.
Thank you for
any
being
other
here. I
creator
appreciate
who
it.
wants to join the topic or make any statement. That said, his actual response to the allegations.
You know, I'm also,
was
while I'm
just
skating, I'm
he
bringing
started
up some
by outright
allegations that
denying
are,
to throwing
what you
stuff
would call
at
it.
her,
I'm
claiming
reacting
that
to a
he never intended to
reaction.
hit her with the water
Or,
bottles
fuck,
his
what
phone.
is it?
She brushed over.
I'm reacting to a fucking,
But that wasn't during fights.
what you would call it?
It would be me throwing. my
I'm reacting to a
phone
video
on my
about
bed.
Mizkif and the
She
fact
did
that
tell me
he
she got a bruise from
fucking
it,
beat
and I
his
stopped.
girlfriend.
That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, Chad. I'm brushing my teeth right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. Yeah, I would just lob it over it because I was going to bed. So I was throwing something. That's the whole thing. I didn't throw it at her. I want to make that very clear. I never threw it at her. I never hit her. And she even said in her situation that she bruises easily. She brushed over that. I threw water bottles with her on my phone near her, but that wasn't during our fights. It would be throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got bruises from it, and I stopped.
With neither side offering any direct proof, this would have been a situation where it was his word against hers. That is, if the people on the internet didn't find evidence of him throwing stuff at his previous girlfriend, just as Emiru described he did to her. Not to mention the fact that he conveniently glossed over Emiru getting a black eye from one of the things he allegedly threw at her. That said, he did admit to having a lot of fights with Emiru, but also prefaced it with the excuse that the situation got so bad only because he was under a lot of stress from the SA cover-up allegations.
As this time happened, I was a massive wreck. Couldn't think straight. And being that Emiru hung out with me all day, She too started to become high-strung. We would yell at each other, fight, and argue all the time.
For a second, it looked like he was going to admit his wrongdoings and take responsibility. However, immediately
Him
after
admitting
that, he began
wrongdoings?
talking about how Amiru neglected her pet rabbits and left them to.
Emru has a lot of rabbits, which are calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others, would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail.
Even showing a video of just how dirty one of her rabbit's cages was. An important thing to note here is that Amiru already knew he would bring up her rabbits to make her look like a bad person, and even mentioned it in her original stream.
At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I killed animals and that I like own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
Streamer Aikiba Taco also posted a lengthy statement defending Amiru and debunking the claims Mizkif made against her in his response. But we'll get to that later. For now,
How can you debunk something that bad?
True, her mistreating her pet rabbits doesn't nullify the accusations she made against him, including the stuff about him controlling everything about her life, from what she wore to when she screamed. Mizkif's justification for this behavior was only that he did so to keep her safe from stalkers.
In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt.
Once again, even if we give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that his intentions were just as noble as he claimed, trying to control who she talked to online or IRL is still a step too far in most people's eyes. But then, Mizkif made perhaps the most odd confession of this entire response.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. In a Chevy of their choice. And it all comes together in Chevrolet. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Implying that Amiru was just as violent as him. In his words, he broke doors and punched holes through walls, while Amiru threw plushies at him.
I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
The rest of his response flip-flopped between him admitting that he was in a bad mental state during their relationship.
As for what happened with me and Emily, it is I eventually had to years.
And trying to justify his actions in odd ways.
Did you really drive 150 miles an hour? I'm going to say this very clear. If you know me in Austin, Texas, I drive fast everywhere. I drive fast literally everywhere.
As for the essay allegations, Mizkif had a very different retelling of what transpired that day.
We broke up for about a month. Then got back together because we thought we could make it through. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then
BJ's?
We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelled, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general. I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made any uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
In his version, he framed the encounter as a date of sorts, and made no mention of her crying while this was all going on. That is a small but important detail that reframes the whole situation, and without any solid evidence, we can't be 100% sure on who is telling the truth, though the general sentiment online is almost entirely in Amiru's favor. Mizkif seems to be aware of this too, saying that he'll stand up for himself since he has nothing left to lose.
Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go meet her. And that is exactly what I said. And that's what's going to happen. Because you can't mess with me anymore. I don't have anything to lose. I'm sorry I don't. I'm going to stand up for myself in a lot of these situations because a lot of it is not true. And I don't like that she was portraying that it was just me who was at fault. It was a toxic relationship, and that's what it was.
And that was the gist of his argument, that the two were equally responsible for everything bad that happened in their relationship.
So, because it was a
Because
toxic
until 18
relationship.
hours after the response stream ended, and people found him arguing with viewers in the offline chat. And now he had a brand new reason for his bad behavior: drugs. Stating things like, I've been in therapy for almost a year, been working on myself, and I want to continue doing so. I'm not going to go back to the place I once was. I was sick, depressed, and taking every type of drug possible to short-term fix my brain. And in doing that, I hurt myself more. I was on steroids because I thought it would fix myself. I was taking shrooms every day to fix my brain, but that destroyed me. I tried acid and that backfired. In doing that, I know I effed up so bad and hurt so many people around me. I lashed out. I was angry and out of my mind. I did take steroids that gave me insane anger issues. Which begs the question, if substance abuse was such a prominent reason behind his toxic behavior, why didn't he bring it up?
This stream is going to be a very short stream.
Is any of this even true, or is he just finding something else besides himself to blame for his destructive actions? Maybe we'll find out in the near future. In the meantime, people on the internet have been digging up even more clips of him mistreating Maya.
Excuse me, don't talk to me like that, Matthew. Sorry, Maya. No, it's not funny. Every time you do it, it bothers me. It just me kidding around, Maya. Well, it's not funny to me. I don't think it's funny. I don't know why you say it all the time. Because it's funny, Maya. It just makes funny. I don't even realize I said it.
On multiple occasions,
He's losing.
Matt, if you broke that headset, you are DMing Shroud right now.
and making Amiru cry on screen. And as we briefly went over earlier, iKeepItSparko also put out a statement defending Amiru and debunking Miskit's claims that she neglected her rabbits, writing, Emily has been one of my best friends for 10 years. At first, I thought this wasn't needed, but it's insane to me to see that people are actually calling her an animal or one killer on here the past few days and stating it as a fact. She goes way beyond for her pets, and in my view, Miskit's claims are so easy to refute. To me, he often seems to avoid accountability.
Everyone is gearing up.
Alright, I'll see you guys in another stream. That was the gist of the video. It was, I know I didn't give much reaction, but that was because of how fucked up it was. But Miss Gift, that was not okay. I love y'all. See you in the next video. Peace.